Hey, it's me. I am finally back, and I was thinking to myself, what is a video or look that I haven't filmed in a while? And I just realized I feel like everybody on my social media feed have been getting engaged. And so I was like, well, haven't done a bridal look in a while, and Sigma recently sent me this eyeshadow palette, and I just thought that it was stunning. And I was like, YOLO, we can create a bomb bridal makeup look with this palette. And so that's what I did today. This look is definitely a little bit more dramatic from what I normally do with my bridal tutorials, but you know, I thought it was nice to switch things up. It's just a nice classic and romantic kind of like berry rosé makeup look, and I love it. I love the way it turned out. I think it would be great for indoor outdoor weddings, especially leading into the fall time, and it's just it's glam. I'm digging it. Anyways, you guys know the drill. If you aren't following me on Instagram and Twitter, the handle will be right here. And if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do so. So if you want to see the rosé glamour bridal makeup look, then let's go ahead and start. Alright, so I'm doing a voiceover for this video because I decided to spare you all the echo that would have occurred if I would have filmed a talk through in my empty office. So as you can tell, I'm just priming my lids with Tarte Shape Tape, and then I'm going into the Sigma Warm Neutrals Volume 2 palette, and I just picked up the shade called Humble as a base color. Now I'm going in with the shade called Passion Fruit, and it's kind of a pinky mauve shade. Really great transitional color, and I'm just working that into my crease and a little bit on my outer corner to set the mood for this rosé vibe eyeshadow look. Now I'm taking the shade called Russet, which is kind of like a shimmery burgundy color. You don't really pick up on the shimmer when you use it though. So I'm taking a Marc Jacobs smudger brush, and I'm starting to create a really soft winged shadow effect. Not necessarily will this look be a wing, but it is going to have an elongated shape. So I just find that this really helps me create that elongated shape. So just carefully, kind of slightly cutting the outer portion of my crease, not really anything dramatic, but as you can see, I'm just slightly making a carved edge there. So now I'm going to blend that out with the shade called Henna, and this is more of kind of like a sienna brown. It's a very warm tone brown shade, and I'm using that on it's a very petite and precise blending brush from MAC. I'll have to list the number down below, but really great to get in there to smooth out smaller edges. Now I'm taking this Sigma eyeshadow base. I think it's in the shade called Bubbly, and it's amazing. I have not used Sigma makeup that much, but I absolutely love that primer stick and this eyeshadow palette. They're amazing. So I just laid down that cream base, and then over the top I'm taking the shade called Beaming, which as you can see is this gorgeous kind of pink tone champagne color, and it just makes eyes pop, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. It is the stunner of this entire look. So I just popped a little bit of Charmer on my inner corner, and then I took the shade called After Hours to further intense the shape that we have going on in the outer corner. It's kind of like a coffee brown color, and I just laid that down for a base before I applied this black eyeshadow. So this is just a black from a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette that I have, and again I'm just kind of going in the same motion. I'm just applying shadow over that same area and creating this kind of soft elongated look. I popped on a bit of Charlotte Tilbury full fat lashes, and then I took the Ardell lash trios and popped those on as well. If you've never used individual lashes, the lash trios are actually a lot easier to apply, and I think look a bit fuller. Just all around a little bit easier to use. Moving into the base, I've primed my skin with the Smashbox Poreless Primer, and then I'm using the Dior Face and Body, mainly because a lot of people asked if this foundation would be good for bridal makeup, and I definitely think that it would be. So I am taking a heavier concealer for this look. This is, like I said, going to be more of a fuller coverage style bridal look compared to what I normally do. So I use the new Too Faced Born This Way concealer. It's actually really nice if you find that Tarte Shape Tape is too mattifying on you. This is a good alternative. I think it has more of a natural finish. It doesn't dry as flat. So I just took that and applied it mainly underneath my eyes and a little bit down the bridge of my nose. I'm setting that with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. To give my face a little bit more shape, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. This is a great product, especially if you are a beginner to cream contour. It blends out effortlessly and it just looks stunning. It has the most natural contoured effect to it. So I just applied that to the usual spots. And if you're wondering about the brush I'm using, it's the Sigma F80 Air foundation brush. So it's kind of more like a duo fiber brush, and this was the first time I had used it. I really liked it. I kind of used it for most of my face products. This next product is a stunner. It's the new Laura Mercier Translucent Glow Powder. So same concept as her translucent powder, except this is kind of a glowing finishing powder that you can use all over your face. And it's stunning. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I cannot wait to use this in more looks. Then I went over my contour with a bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow palette just to, you know, set my bronzer and just further enhance a little bit of the shapeliness that I need in my face. For blush, I'm using the shade called Sangria from Laura Mercier. Not a tone I would normally use, but I think that it really worked for this berry rosé type look. For the highlighter, I'm using Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Light Wand, and again, stunning product. I love using cream highlighters on brides because it brings this ethereal glow back to the skin. It just looks so realistic and hyper real in real life. So in most of my bridal tutorials, you'll see that I will use a cream or liquid highlighter, and I think it's stunning. So finishing off the eyes, I'm using the shades Iconic and Rogue from the Sigma palette, and I'm just smudging that on my lower lash line. This is where I kind of tied in a little bit more of the berry tone or the warm kind of red tones. And I normally, again, don't use shades like this, but I think it's just so stunning for this particular look. Then I topped it with a little bit of mascara, and that completed the eyes. Moving into the lips, this is actually very similar to the lip combo I wore on my wedding day. I'm using MAC Whirl Lip Liner to line my lips, and then I'm using the bareMinerals Gen Nude lipstick in JuJu. This is actually the liquid lipstick I wore on my wedding day, and I feel like in every photo that people see me, they ask what lip color I was wearing, and this was it. To top it off, I use a Buxom lip gloss called Clair, which I think was limited, but it's identical to the shade called Dolly, and that completes the look. I hope you guys loved it as much as I did. This is probably one of my favorite bridal looks that I've done. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.